Motivation gets you started, but discipline keeps you going. In this thought-provoking video, I'll break down the key differences between motivation and discipline and share how you can master both to achieve your biggest goals. Through personal stories, timeless wisdom, and practical advice, you'll learn why relying on motivation alone isn't enough, and how discipline can carry you through even the toughest times. Motivation versus discipline. It's one of the most debated topics when it comes to personal growth and achieving goals. Which one really matters more? Hi, today I want to take you on a journey that might just change the way you think about success. You see, for years, I believed motivation was the secret ingredient to achieving anything. I thought that as long as I felt inspired, I could conquer any challenge. But I quickly realized that motivation is fleeting. It comes and goes, like the weather. Discipline, on the other hand, is like the foundation of a house. It's what remains standing even when storms hit. And today, I want to share why both motivation and discipline have a role to play in your success, and why, if you had to choose one, discipline is the ultimate game changer. Part 1. The problem with motivation. Let's start with motivation. Don't get me wrong. It's a powerful force. Motivation can spark a dream, ignite excitement, and give you the energy to start something new. I'll never forget the day I decided to get serious about my fitness. I was scrolling through social media and I saw this incredibly inspiring video of someone transforming their life through exercise. I was fired up. I went out and bought workout gear, mapped out a training plan, and dove in headfirst. For the first 2 weeks, I crushed it. I was motivated, energized, unstoppable, or so I thought. But then, the excitement wore off. The early morning alarms felt harder to answer. The workouts felt repetitive. And before I knew it, I was skipping days, making excuses, and convincing myself that I'd start again next week. Sound familiar? The problem with motivation is that it's temporary. It's like a matchstick. It burns brightly, but it doesn't last. And if you're waiting to feel motivated every day, you'll end up stuck in a cycle of starts and stops. Part 2. Why discipline is the real key. This is where discipline comes in. Discipline doesn't care how you feel. It doesn't wait for inspiration or excitement. Discipline is showing up day after day, even when it's hard, even when you don't feel like it. I once heard a story about a writer who published over 50 books in his lifetime. When someone asked him how he stayed motivated, he laughed and said, "I don't rely on motivation. I rely on my routine." He explained that every morning, whether he felt inspired or not, he sat down at his desk and wrote for 2 hours. That's discipline. Discipline is what gets you through the moments when motivation runs out. It's what separates those who dream from those who do. And the beauty of discipline is that it builds momentum. Each time you follow through on a commitment, you strengthen your sense of self-trust and capability. Part 3. Balancing motivation and discipline. Now, you might be wondering, if discipline is so important, does that mean motivation doesn't matter at all? Not at all. Motivation and discipline are like two sides of the same coin. Motivation gets you started. It's what lights the spark. But discipline is what keeps the fire burning. Think of it like a marathon. Motivation is the burst of energy that gets you off the starting line. Discipline is the steady pace that carries you to the finish. The key is to use motivation wisely. When you feel inspired, use that energy to create a plan, set goals, and establish habits. But don't rely on motivation to carry you through. Lean on discipline to show up and follow through, no matter what. Part 4. How to cultivate discipline. So how do you build discipline? Let me share a few strategies that have made a huge difference in my own life. Start small. Discipline isn't built overnight. It's like a muscle. It gets stronger with consistent practice. Start small by committing to one simple habit, like making your bed every morning or journaling for 5 minutes a day. When I was trying to establish a morning routine, I didn't start by overhauling my entire schedule. I started with one habit, drinking a glass of water as soon as I woke up. That small win gave me the confidence to add more habits. Over time, create a routine. Discipline thrives on structure. When you create a routine, you eliminate the need to make decisions in the moment, which is when you're most likely to give in to excuses. For example, if you want to start exercising, pick a consistent time and place for your workouts. When it becomes part of your routine, it feels less like a choice and more like a habit. Focus on the process, not the outcome. One of the biggest mistakes people make is obsessing over the end result. Instead, effort. Part 5. The payoff. When you master the balance between motivation and discipline, something incredible happens. You become unstoppable. You no longer rely on fleeting feelings to take action. You build habits that carry you through even the toughest times, and you develop a deep sense of trust in yourself. The kind of trust that says, I can do hard things. Key takeaways from this video: motivation is fleeting, but discipline is enduring. Motivation sparks excitement, but discipline sustains progress. Discipline builds confidence through consistent action. Start small to build the habit of discipline. Create a routine to eliminate decision fatigue. Focus on the process rather than the outcome. Discipline builds momentum and self-trust over time. Use motivation to plan, but rely on discipline to execute. Be kind to yourself when you slip up. Resilience is key. Success comes from mastering the balance between motivation and discipline. Finally, what I meant to say: what matters more, motivation or discipline? The truth is, they both play a role. But if you want to achieve lasting success, discipline is the foundation you need to build on. Here's my challenge for you. Think about one goal you've been working toward. What's one small step you can take today to build discipline around it? Write it down, commit to it, and follow through. And if this message resonated with you, hit the like button, leave a comment sharing your thoughts, and don't forget to subscribe for more life lessons and inspiration. Remember, my friend, motivation gets you started, but discipline keeps you going. You have everything you need to succeed. It's just a matter of showing up, one step at a time.